Okay, so according to this, I am live, and literally every time I'm not sure. So let's see how it's looking on YouTube and if my chat is connecting. Oh, yes, I do see myself. Okay, great. Now let me make sure I can see you all chatting. Right now, I cannot see. Here we go. Now, okay, great. Now I see the chat too. If you come to Cali, take Highway 1. Thank you, Iron Duke Rider. It's alive. Yes, it is. Everybody, thank you so much for being here. I just got back from the Smoky Mountains road trip about a week ago. And right before that, I was in California with Cardo. First time lane splitting, most terrifying thing and exciting thing I've ever done in my life. The video on that one will be a little bit later. So I just actually as right before this live stream started, I was just finishing up editing this Friday's video, which will be on the Tiger 660, taking two new lady riders to the mountains. So I'm not done yet though. I think I'll finish tomorrow though, so that'll be great. I'll be finished just a little bit early. So more ADV content and dirt. I agree, Eddie. I would love that. So everybody, I am going to just start off straight into the announcements. So I'm so sorry. I'm gonna kind of ignore the chat while I give the announcements. And if you come in late, feel free to just check the description to see the announcements. And then once I finish the announcements, how many times can I say announcements? I will open it up for questions and just chat with you in the chat. That's it. All right. So, first announcement. I got my notes over here because I have. Oops, I dropped something. I don't have very good memory. So, first announcement is um, a new policy for myself personally for the comment section. So, some of you may have noticed I have mentioned trolls more frequently in my YouTube videos. So the great news is that this year, I mean, we're doing way better than last year. Just about everything is 2 to 4 times better than last year. But with that also means maybe 2 to 4 times or more. I'm not sure. More trolls as well. So kind of the best way most relatable non-internet way I could think of to describe it is um because this kind of interaction that I'm talking about I don't I don't think many of us experience in real life, except for the closest thing I could say would be on the road. If maybe you accidentally get too close to someone or you get in front of them and you didn't mean to, and then suddenly they're flipping you off and telling you to die and honking at you. So I think in cars that happens. We just don't see each other, so we just yeah. Anyway, so that is the kind of interaction that I mean when I say trolls. They have this very extreme, either aggressive or inappropriate or just downright rude. But basically, long story short, I am sensitive and it really gets to my head. So to the point of where I think it's not healthy. Yeah, before I was just I'd open my comment section pretty much every day and read through comments. So I am no longer going to do that. What I'm going to do instead is I'm going to respond to comments the first day I release a video. So on Fridays, I aim to release a video Friday at 7 a.m. Eastern, and sometimes I'm a little late. So what I'm going to do is Friday evenings is when I'll respond to comments, but after that, then I will stop. So I hate to make that rule because for the most part, you all are like I have very lovable people in the comment section, just like I do right now in the chat. You all are very friendly and great people. So I hate to make that rule for myself, just and not talk to the kinder ones because of that. But that doesn't mean I won't be accessible at all. Feel free to email me or message me on Instagram if if I didn't get to your comment and you wanted to ask me something or just tell me something or whatever. Um, and the second thing is I am slowly trying to build my own store, just one item by item. And I don't mean like a merch store. I do have that on Teespring, but I mean something like more personal and more like my own designs and ideas. Even like one thing is, I'm like I literally found my friend, a friend's boyfriend who's a welder and engineer to like create it, and I'm like, I hope we can make it and put it on YouTube and then make enough that way. But anyway, so I can't get into it too much now until it's finalized and talk to a lawyer. Isn't that weird? Oh yeah, so if anyone has a good lawyer recommendation that knows about liabilities or product buildings for businesses, if you can email me their contact info, that'd be great. Um, my email is hello@doodleonamotorcycle.com. And so the next announcement is the first thing I'm creating. I pretty much just made it up. So I want to explain it in a live stream and then also when I launch it in emails and on Instagram, just so it makes more sense. But if any of you are scuba divers, you know what I'm talking about. But it's so this is if you're a scuba diver, like a log book. So basically every time you go scuba diving, you fill out a log of details and information on your dive. You fill out the date, the temperature, and all these other details because there could be so many little details that you need to do and you just don't remember because you probably don't go scuba diving every weekend. So I wanted to do the same thing for road trips. So each road trip, I feel like I'm getting better and better at it, but there are so many little details that make it comfortable, that make it more efficient, and just all these little things that I will 100% forget every single time. Even if I went on a road trip every weekend, probably, just because there's so many little things. So I started out just writing down, like in my phone, things like on each road trip what I wished I had for the next one. And then on the next trip, I made sure to have that. And then would do the same thing. So I kept adding it. Even on this fourth road trip I took on the Tiger 660, I was still adding little things. And I'm like, oh, I wish I had this. So basically, I created a road trip log book. So doodled by doodle. And it's basically like the scuba diving logbook that I mentioned. So you create like a log diary entry for each road trip. So you can talk about like even the number, which road trip number, if it's your first road trip or your 407th road trip. You can write that there. You write the location, what the weather was like, what gear you wore so you can remember what gear was comfortable at what temperature, and what humidity, because that's very different apparently if any of y'all uh, have experienced Florida humidity. Places seen, and then total miles of the trip, and then a couple other things in here. Lessons learned, new perspective, and just blank space. So anyway, so I am launching that this weekend, and whenever I make these things that I'm creating on myself, I'm only going to have a limited amount at a time. Um, Basically just to make sure that I don't have like a living room full of logbooks or something. So I'm starting out small, so it'll be a very limited number. So if you want to be on this list that will be notified whenever I make something and I launch it, make sure that you're signed up for emails. Check the description and you'll see an email subscribe link, and you'll be the first to know because I'll email everybody who signed up for emails and then wait a day or two, say it on Instagram, and I may not ever say it on YouTube except for right now, the live stream or some things because yeah, just as I learn numbers and get better at this. And another announced trip announce trip. Another announcement is, oh, for May, coming up is May is Motorcycle Awareness Month. So just for the month of May, I'm going to be, I think, if I can pull it off, since this month I've been sporadic with videos because I'm traveling a lot this month. You know, I was in I was in California with Cardo, and then went on the road trip, and then actually next week I'll be in. Can I say it? I think I can. California with Harley. So a lot of travel this week, hence my videos being sparse. But all next month I'll be home, so I'll be editing away. And I have a new admin that's been helping me out. So my plan is during the month of May for Motorcycle Awareness Month, I'll be doing 2 videos a week, and the second video will be on Tuesday, and it'll be a quick tip video. So keep an eye out for that too. I had posted something about that not too long ago, and it asked some of y'all any ideas you might want to see in those videos. So yeah, I may have pulled your idea, one of those quick tip videos. And the last thing to announce before I just open up the floor to questions and I double check the chat and see if you all had any questions you may have is we are getting closer and closer to 100K. We are like 13,000 subscribers away, I think, from 100K. At the rate we're going right now, that's just a few months away. In the summer, we'll more than likely make 100K. So I've been thinking of some ways to celebrate it somehow or something. The one idea I have is making an ebook of kind of how this journey happened, how this YouTube hobby became a job. So yeah, I'm just kind of open to what you all think. Like if there's something specific you'd want to see, maybe a specific kind of video, or if that ebook sounds cool, or if there's something else you want to see, something appropriate, I should specify. Because when I talk about trolls, I also include people being innocently inappropriate. Basically, someone, yeah. So I mean, I just blocked someone like 15 minutes ago that said I hope that this live stream is an OnlyFans announcement, which it's not. This is not that kind of channel. Yeah, so that person is not welcome here anymore. So, anyways, that was kind of awkward, but that was that. So, that's it. That's it for the announcements. And now I'll open it up for any questions you may have. So, let me check the chat, which I wasn't checking as I was talking. So, now I'm going to look in it right now. I hears me a doodles, Ernie. I see you. Hi, love your videos. Thank you, Danny Smith. Hi, XBoobTubeX. Minish Mystery loves the triumphs, your work and your passion. Did you, Minish Mystery, did you design the triumphs? What do you mean your work and your passion? What? Scott Birdsong, hi. Oh, Camilla, congratulations on getting your motorcycle license. Hi, Trip on Two Wheels. Mark Cohen, yes, I did do the Tail of the Dragon and the Cherahalla Skyway, and I visited Dale's Wheels Through Time Museum, which was so cool. If you're ever in Maggie Valley, North Carolina, it's a museum, huge museum full of old motorcycles, like hundreds of years old and older, and everything in it runs. When I was there, they turned one of the old bikes on. It was pretty cool. Are you announcing the announcements, Zerny? Yeah, I guess I was. Anonymous, what's up? No one said there'd be announcements? First bike is the Tiger 660 Sport. Way to go, Kay Laid Hold. I thought it was so tall. But yeah, I loved it. I had so much fun in the twisties especially, and I knew I would. That's why I really wanted to take that one to the Smoky Mountains. And I was surprised at how full I could fill those hard cases. They look For some reason, I thought they'd be a lot smaller. I don't know. Troll shall get the boot. Well, theoretical boot. Thanks, Moto Diablo. You're right. Let's see who else. Hey, Drew. J Day says, "This is my comment. There are many like it, but this one is mine." Iron Duke Raider, Mama didn't give them enough love. You are right. Hayden Lovey, is there any way you can block certain words so their messages won't go through, like on Instagram? Yes, and I have many, many dozens of blocked words, but they still go through. Sometimes there's just something a little I haven't anticipated yet, or different wording I haven't anticipated either. So it happens. Sean Inez, what? You can't respond to thousands of comments? Outrage. Trolls are just jealous. Well, thanks, X-Boob. Oh, the Doodle Store. I'm new to your channel. Well, welcome, Johnny. Michael Hutchison says, better call Saul. Yes, great idea. Sturgis gotta be one of them. One of the road trips? Carport call? Is that what you mean? Doodle Warehouse. I think that'd be great. Trip on two wheels. Yes, you did hear your name. OMG, there are announcements. MNBME. Yes. Bum rush. Did your body hurt on this bike? Yes. What hurt specifically was my butt because it's almost like a naked bike seat. But other than that, it was great. Like it actually the wind deflection on the Tire 660 I think was even better than the Road King high windshield. Surprisingly, I thought the wind deflection was even better. It was incredible. And then it also fit pretty well. Like I didn't feel like the handlebars were too far for my height. So other than that, everything else fit pretty comfortably for me on the Tiger 660. And I'm 3.75 inches tall. But that was the main thing was my butt. I would 100% change that seat if I got that bike. Carport call. I haven't ridden in 37 years. Wow. What are those orgs that you can start learning again? I'm guessing you mean organizations. Probably the Motorcycle Safety Foundation. And if you like YouTube, Motojitsu, MC Rider, Dan and the Fireman, Jerry Palladino. Those are great people to watch educational content. Gotta buy yourself a cake, Nick Ingalls. Great idea. I'll buy myself a chocolate lava cake. It's a great idea. Eddie Lidenstein says, Jocelyn Snow told me at the WIBDR screening that she wants to get you on board for a BDR. A video on that would be awesome. Yes, we have been talking about that. Bum rush. Oh, also asked if my body hurt on the bike. That's funny. Maybe I complain about that a lot. I don't know. Johnny, is a Honda CRF 250L a good first bike? If it's the bike that I'm thinking of, let me double check. CRF 250L. I think that is what I've been riding. Yes, in the dirt bike classes at the MSF. So the thing is, I haven't taken that bike any faster than maybe like 20 miles an hour because I've only ridden that in the dirt bike classes. So I think as long as you don't need to do highway rides, I think so. I think that'd be great. Like if you don't need to go 70 miles an hour for long periods of time. If anyone has ridden that bike much, please feel free to chime in. Ghost on two wheels. If your husband helps on your channel, can you call him Sketch? Doodle and Sketch? Why would I call him that? That sounds so weird. Oh, wonderful videos, Charlie from Ireland. Oh, cool. Roadhouse. Do you have a meetup plan for this year? No, not currently. I haven't thought about it. MNBME says Trips channel is cool. Check it out, folks. JB, any upcoming collaborations with lesser known YouTube motovloggers? You know what? This is a very good time to talk about my view on collaborations. And also let me pull up the video ideas I have for this year. Actually, like none of these are collaborations exactly. Well, actually this one kind of is. If I do go to Babes Ride Out, I'm not sure because that's kind of up in the air right now whether I'll do that or Pakistan, a tour in Pakistan. Um, but my tax guy is gonna kill me if I pay for that. So I need to find a sponsor for the tour in Pakistan. Otherwise, I can't do it this year. Not right now, anyways. So that could be, but currently, no collaborations with lesser known YouTube motovloggers. And as far as collaborations go, what I will tell you is I personally will never, ever, ever email someone, message them, and say, "Hey, can I have a shout out? Hey, can I have a hey, you want to collab?" Because that to me is just a way of another way of saying, "Hey, can I get your can I get exposure from you? Can I get?" And I don't like that at all. So, for me, like if any collaborations I've had with channels smaller or larger than me, they've never been intentional collaborations. They've just been people that also create content online, and we have just slowly become friends. And then eventually we meet up or do something on motorcycles, and we're both content creators, so we both end up filming. Not because we discussed it or we said, let's do a collab video. And we decided to meet in order to record a video, in order to make sure that we both posted a video. And yeah, I just don't like that. It feels extremely um, forced and not genuine. And especially because sometimes, like, I've gotten messages like that from people saying, "Hey, you want to collab?" And I've never seen their name in my life. Like, I'm like, I don't know you. I could meet you for this collab, and we're gonna record a video together, and it could be extremely awkward. Like, say, I don't know, I don't know about you, but some people I'm very comfortable with immediately, and I'm comfortable. But some people just takes more warming up to, or I just don't feel comfortable with them, and I'll be much more quiet around them. That would make for a very good video. Um, so I hate that, and I do not recommend other people to do that. What I recommend is just building friendships, building relationships, and just comment on each other's videos, message each other on Instagram, say hello if you meet at an event. And if you all like each other, if you all like each other's vibe as people versus just if you like that person's audience size, don't stop right there. Just stop. If it's you just like that person, then that is the kind of collab I want to do. And that's it. Like, uh, yeah. So I hope that answers that question. Joshua Stark, what is a mod you really, really want for your bike? Um, well, since I've been looking for these more road trip friendly bikes, Joshua, um, I think I would mod my bike if I kept my bike and modded it to be more road trip friendly. So I would change the seat, I'd make it a nice, comfy seat, I'd add a lot of wind deflection, and I would add some excellent luggage or side cases or maybe not hard cases. I don't know why, but I know some people are very particular hard versus soft. The only thing I could think is if it maybe falls on you, um, and it's all loaded up and it has a hard case and that could hurt. I don't know. If any of you know, let me know. But I would make those are the mods I do just to make it more road trip friendly, really. All right. Earl the Pearl at 56 just got my first bike. Way to go, Earl. Congrats. That's awesome. Hippie Trev. Hi, Hippie Trev. J-Day, any track days on a sport bike in the future? Not currently. Leonardo Colon, please ask folks to press subscribe. We can hit 200K easy. Leonardo Colon. Um, I don't, from as far as I know, asking people to subscribe isn't actually the best way to increase your subscribers. Really, it seems like, at least for me and for other people I know, you get the most subscribers when you just make a, a good video and you make good enough content that people want to subscribe. Chris Heine, are we talking to Future Doodle? No, I stole her glasses. Joffrey or Jeffrey Barham. Hi, Doodle. Shout out for you securing a Why I bought a street triple when upgrading from my 250 CBR. Keep doing you. Love the stuff. Congrats! Isn't that a street triple so fun? It's zippy. It's like the zippiest 600 or 700, depending on what year you get. Like X boob tube. Of all the bikes you've ridden, are there any that you would say were hard to pull in clutch lever all the way and affected the length of time you could ride the bike because of it? Um, no, because I don't want to ride when I have to pull in the clutch lever because that for long periods of time because that means that I'm probably stuck in traffic and going really, really slow constantly. Um, like I was on the Harley Street Glide riding to Revzilla with Lolly. That was in Road Trip Part 2 video, first Road Trip Part 2 video. That was horrible. That hurt. That hurt. That clutch lever, Harley clutch levers are so hard. It hurt my hand so much that I literally had to pull over because I couldn't keep holding the clutch in. Um, yeah, that was awful. But I wouldn't say that that affected um the length of time I could ride the bike because well, actually no, you're right, it did. For some reason I was thinking you meant like the length of time I wanted to ride the bike. But I think I wouldn't be riding the bike willingly in traffic anyways though, so never mind. Any league. I got a chopper. Have to practice hard steering. Oh, I wish I could help you there. I've never ridden the chopper. I can't tell you. Bren Hare. I just started riding a Road King special. Woohoo! And your videos help me believe that my bike is not too big for me as a female rider. Yeah, it really isn't, Bren. You can I mean it's at least for me it was never easy all the time, but it wasn't difficult with enough practice, especially with all the most difficult things, which is taking it off the kickstand. And well, that's pretty much it. So just taking off the kickstand, practicing that, putting your feet down, and particularly taking off the kickstand on different planes of street. Um, like there was one point when the Road King, I had parked it, the kickstand on a downhill. So it was like not only was the bike already leaned this way because of the kickstand, it was leaned even more because the street was cambered like this. And I actually couldn't take it off the kickstand with my normal method, which is turning the wheel to the right side and then lifting it. What I had to do was I had to lift the bike first, like had to lift it with my hip. So stand on the left side, lift the bike against my hip as if I was just gonna move it around, and then balance it, swing, and then swing a leg over. Like that was a scary moment, but there's always a way. Where there's a will, there's a way. Live to ride in the wind with pride. Did you battle any weather conditions on your trip? Um, yes, thankfully not as much as my first road trip where it was like 1,800 miles of the 2,000 miles was in torrential downpour. Uh, Coastal flood warning, actually, apparently. With this most recent trip, I got a little rain, surprisingly, right when I hit the tail of the dragon. So not when you want rain, but it was a lot of it. And I pulled over at the Deals Gap Motorcycle Resort and had some lunch, waited a little bit, and then the skies were totally clear and the skies were blue and the roads were even almost dry. So I did the tail of the dragon again because I'm like, I am not doing my tail of the dragon ride with just rain. So I redid it. But that was mainly it. And then Cherahalla Skyway, I did that the next day, I want to say. And it's 5,000 feet elevation. I did not know this about 5,000 feet elevation. It is much, much colder. So once I got to the top, it was freezing. And I really regretted not going back for my heated shirt that flew out of my hard case on the highway on the way back home from Key West because I needed it then. So I went up and down Cherahalla Skyway pretty fast. Let's see any more. See some more messages I'm missing. So Chris Heine, when's the next time you come to Cali? Next week actually. I can't remember where in California I'm going, but I'm going with Harley and Jerry Palladino will be there, and I think Jess, her two wheels, will be there too. I hope it's okay. I'm telling you this. They didn't say we couldn't say anything, but okay, yeah. So just next week. Anonymous biker, would you buy a 660? Um, I think so. I just I still want to keep trying so many different bikes. But okay, the way I can answer that is if someone was my size and they knew about 1 foot down because the Tiger 660 is so tall and you wanted a more touring bike like I do right now, I would say 100% you would love the Tiger 660. Now, for me, because I have this complex with larger bikes and wanting to overcome them and practice them, I would want something that almost requires a learning curve for me. So I'm thinking the Tiger 900, maybe even more. Not because the 660 isn't big enough, but just because I want to practice on larger bikes. So I want to have those Jocelyn Snow skills. Joshua Stark, are you getting into DIY repair yet? No, not at all. Ain't nobody got time for that. Mike Schmeezing. Hi from Central Minnesota. Hello. Dan Dan the fireman. Is he here? Leonardo Colon said Dan Dan the fireman. Okay. People even. Please tell us about the gears you wear on your trip. Mochang Jamasha asked. Well, you can see pretty much everything you see me wearing on trips. Everything you see me wearing in videos, you can see linked in the description. That'll be in every video. And kind of the quick thing I could tell you though, for like a road trip, pretty much on most of my road trips, I've taken a mesh jacket, even if it was in colder times, just because riding all day and riding further distances, the temperature can just be so extreme in how it changes. So a mesh jacket with a waterproof liner is like two different jackets. It's like a summer and a winter jacket, especially if I add in a heated shirt, which I don't have anymore. I don't have my heated shirt, but if I add in layers, that is like my number one recommended thing is a mesh jacket with the waterproof liner. Dusty Chronicles. I've been riding two wheels 55 years. Wow. Donna Main. If the Tiger 660 had cruise control. Oh, yeah. You'd buy one at the drop of a hat. Troubled Traveler. Doodle, have you thought about trying Champ School Trek? I've thought about a lot of things. And that's one of the things I've thought about, but haven't given more thought until you asked me just now. If Sketch is not your husband's nickname, what is? Sean Innes. I don't know that Cody does have a nickname. I just call him Sexy. You guys probably don't want me to say Doodle and Sexy though. That sounds odd. Trip on two wheels. I volunteer for collab. Trip, did you not hear my long rant about collabs and that stupid word? Pakistan, how about Spain? those are two very different. Too scary to go to Pakistan for one woman rider. I actually wasn't gonna do it by myself. It's with a group. If you've heard of the podcast Recycle Garage or Motorcycle Misfits, Liza Miller, she leads a trip once a year to go to Pakistan and ride dirt bikes, like 125 cc's, I think. And they'll take a big group of women riders every September. You can find that trip and others going to Pakistan, other group motorcycle trips and it's on a differentagenda.com. And I really, really, really wanted to go. Oh, oops, a video's playing. Let me stop that. I really wanted to go to this September trip with Liza Miller's group, but I have a wedding to go to, and my wedding actually. Actually I actually emailed them and asked if I could do half of it. And I told them I was like, I actually have a wedding to go to towards the end. So is it okay if I end it early? And yeah, and then they found out it was my wedding. They were like, we'd be very nervous about you leaving halfway and then cutting it close. Leland Carter, are you still thinking about a Scarlett O'Harley in your garage? I was never thinking about a Scarlett O'Harley in my garage. I've ridden maybe like 30 or 40 bikes. So I'm like a motorcycle pimp. I just ride them and leave them. Like I know there's gonna be so many more coming, so many more to experience. Mm, let's see. CB750K says I'm late. Don't no worries, CB. Just check the description for the announcements you may have missed. America Man bought my first bike an FCO7 last week. Way to go! Any gear recommendations? Sure. Let me just direct you to the gear on my website. Because I'm gonna share my screen actually to you all. Oh, shoot, I have to look open system preferences. Oh, that's annoying. Because I have where I list my gear, you know what? I have to do another setting. I don't want to do that right now. So I'll just I'll put a link to it in the side chat. So wherever I have my own gear, I will also list the male equivalents below. So here's an example, a page right here. If you just scroll down, you'll see all the guy equivalents, and that's all gear that I wear, that I have worn, and recommend. All right, let's see. Any more questions? Leland, thank you so much for the super chat. Oh, I didn't see it earlier. I don't like that I'm using like a different software to do my chat, and I don't like it doesn't show me the super chats on the top. It only shows me when I'm scrolling down. I don't know how much further I have in this side chat. Oh, I'm like 10 minutes behind with the chat, I realize. CB, I'm late. What are the announcements? Check the description. Mad Willie, how do you feel about the Aprilia RS660? Oh my gosh, Mad Willie, you're not gonna believe what I just did. So when I was in California a couple weeks ago. Yeah, a couple weeks ago. I met Michelle, and she has an Aprilia, Aprilia RS660, and she asked me if I wanted to ride it. And can you believe I said no? And the reason is because it was late at night. I was tired. It was dark. I was already on East Coast time, way past my bedtime. And I said no. And now I really regret it because I'm like, "Oh, I haven't ridden an Aprilia. I could have just for a little bit, would have been fine." Tommaso de Grosso. De Grosso. What are your top 3 bikes? Oof, that is I can't pick that. It depends. It depends on so many things. Am I going to the mountains? Is it for commuting? Is it for what's it for? Is it for everything? Oh, I that that just like I feel like a computer on overload when people ask me for a favorite bike. You- I'm like, I don't know. There's so many to choose from. Give me a specific favorite bike reason, and then I can tell you that without exploding. Blue Ghost, thank you so much for the super chat, Blue Ghost. Oh, I finally upgraded to a Triumph Street Triple R low. Yes, awesome. Now I just need thicker soles to reach the ground correctly. Um, Blue Soul or Blue Soul, Blue Ghost. I don't know exactly how far you are from the ground, but the Tiger 660, that is not only I'm on extreme tippy toes with that bike. I also yeah, it's one of the tallest bikes I've taken on the street. And because of the trick, just putting one foot down, which you can literally do this afternoon, like in 10 minutes, and you'll have it down. It's just it's just whether you'll have it down mentally or not. That is the question. So I'm going to show you this video I had explaining how this trick, like the tricks to handling taller bikes, you do not need taller soles. You really don't. But that's how I was on the 60. I had to put one foot down and I had to scoop my butt off to the side on top of that. Um, so I'm gonna put that there for you. That is that video. Dusty Brown, I just want to shout out to you. I'm 5'3" and a half. Way to go. Second year rider, your video on short riding, and then with Jocelyn Snow. Oh, she's British talking about the video. Just helped me so much. Oh, I'm so excited for you. I just bought my dream bike BMW R 1250 GS. Damn, girl. Get it. Lone Rider makes great bags, but don't know if you could fit them to your bike. That's funny you mentioned that. I was actually just looking at them a couple days ago. Yeah, I don't know either, but I don't wanna keep my bike. That's why I've been riding so many road trip friendly bikes this year is because I want to change. I wanna get something more road trip friendly. And I know people will say like, "Why not just have another bike?" That is just not the way I operate. I am such a minimalist. I barely have any clothes, I barely have any shoes, and that's the way I like it. I don't like to have multiples of things. And especially since my bike, like I barely ride it, so I don't want another bike that just barely gets ridden also. My friend, Sam HD. Tell us this. How did you enjoy that bad Harley? Street Glide or Heritage is probably you. Da 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 da. Which one? The Street Glide? I like the Street Glide. I like the Road Glide more though. Feels more modern, and I like the extra storage that it has, and it looks like a shark, which is pretty cool. Oh, MNBME says temperature drops about 5 degrees Fahrenheit per 1,000 feet. Good to know. Thank you. Um, all you Gen Zs are so fragile. Gen Z. No, I'm not that young, old man that rides. I'm a millennial. I'm 32. Well, I don't know if he's talking about me or somebody else. Scott Birdsong, what's top on your list to try for touring that you haven't ridden yet? Tiger 900. Yep. And you know what? I'd love to get like not a BMW 1250 to test ride just because I need more skill to practice that. Or if I'm by myself, I will more than likely drop it. Um, so I'd like to test a BMW, maybe the GS 8 or 700 levels. Um, or if I got like I know there's the older Triumph Tiger 800 models, that'd be cool too. Steven Arsenal, where did you get the light that goes in the back of your helmet? That is called the Break Free. I'll link that for you. Break Free Tech, and you can use my code Doodle10 for a discount. And yeah, it's pretty cool. A couple of like 20 something guys, engineers, I'm guessing, they were on Shark Tank and they invented it. And it lights up when you slow down. It's wire free. It's the technology is called accelerometer. Like I've tested it just running with it to see if it worked. And yeah, it really does. It flashes when you slow down or stop. Little Britain, hey Doodle, I just got a new Ducati Monster today. Congratulations! The Monster, is that the one with the clear clutch plate cover? So I saw someone with it at the MSF with the Monster, and it had that, and I thought that was so cool. Joshua Stark, why don't you want an older bike? Kickstart a Harley. Um, it's not that I'm against them. It's just harder to find. I'd probably have to pay for it. But all these bikes I've been riding, I've been getting them through the marketing department of these bike manufacturers, and I don't have to pay to borrow it, so that helps. That adds up. But plus but I am intrigued by older bikes. But my con about older bikes is, especially if I only want one bike, it would really suck if something happens to it and it's in the shop and then I have no bike. That would suck. Grizz Motorsports. What cam do you use on the bike? On my bike, I've been using the Insta360 lately. So let me link to you my motovlogging setup That's where I have it listed, as well as my GoPro and the chin mount I use and my audio that I use. Little Britain. That being said, come ride around coastal North Carolina with me. I need more lady rider friends. Aw. I just recently found your channel. You inspire me to take more road trips. Oh, that's great. I live near Savannah. That's not on the loose. Aw. Um, Melio72. Hello, Doodle. My wife and I love watching your channel. Keep it up. Oh, that's great to hear. I've had a lot of men tell me that they watch with their wives my channel, and they'll say like, we can watch your channel together because you're a woman that keeps her clothes on." I'm like, oh my gosh, that's crazy that is a way people want to give a compliment so frequently. Oh, for the record, I also want to say that although that is not who I am, that's not what you'll see on this channel. Um, that doesn't mean that I am judgmental or against people who do that. I think everyone has a right to be and show what they want to show and be who they are. That's my 2 cents on that. When are you going to test a Moto Guzzi? I don't know. Can you get me one? That would be nice. Hi Doodle, one wish, what would it be? Um one wish. One wish. One wish. Ooh, the ability to no, just extreme intelligence. Because that way then I could figure out all my problems and resolve everything. Instead of top bike, what's the least enjoyable one you've ridden? Oh, I can answer that one, JB. Um, least enjoyable bikes I've ridden. Uh, the Royal Enfield Himalayan. Yep, as pretty as it was, because I took it to the highway and mountain roads, I found that it was just underwhelming on the highway, which is what I needed it for. And I didn't take it off road, so I probably didn't experience the full extent of it. But yeah, I thought just the way it felt, just I don't know, it just didn't feel nice. Didn't feel like smooth, like a Triumph or fun, like a KTM Duke 390. Technical terms here. Top bike based on looks of it alone. Probably any of the Triumph classic lines, like the Triumph Scrambler or the Triumph Bonneville, Triumph Street Twin, Triumph Speed Twin, Triumph Thruxton. So pretty. And bikes that just look like that. Like the BMW R9T, Sully on the Rocks. What is your dream bike? I think the Tiger 900, Triumph Tiger 900 or Triumph 800. I'm not sure. TJ Ohio. What do you think between Vulcan 900 Classic IT or Suzuki C50 or C90? Well, I haven't ridden any of those, but I did ride the little brother to the Suzuki C50, C90, which was the Suzuki S40. That was my first bike. I mean, Japanese, very reliable. I think Suzukis are more reliable than Kawasaki's, if I remember correctly from the Consumer Reports reliability rating. Although there is I have looked, there is no Consumer Reports or data that is newer than 2016. Yeah, you can find articles that are newer, but they're still referencing the 2016 Consumer Reports data. So hard to say. How about owning a dirt bike? Yeah, I'd love that. Cool glasses. Thanks, Andy. Me encantan tus videos. Thank you, MRLG8. Press that like button. Thank you, Annie. I've got a 2009 F8 G100X. Can I borrow it? G Manual. I fell off my motorcycle again. I'm scared of riding again. How can I overcome this fear again? Oh, I'm sorry, G Manual. If it makes you feel any better, I've probably fallen off my motorcycle and dropped it 30 times at least. I think it's It's part of it. It's part of practicing, part of getting better. Um, I don't know what to say other than just ignore the fear and do it anyways. That's the only thing I think. Hello from Australia. Heli pilot. Oh, you remember that? That was one of my favorite video moments when you tested the helmet mounted brake light by sprinting around the parking lot. Well, thank you, Heli pilot. That was in my rain riding video, I think, or night riding video. Both of those videos were pretty bad. So the fact that you saw those, thank you. You're a trooper. Brian with a B. Would love to see that Triumph again. Miss that old gal. Aw. Yeah, I barely ride her. Except for like practicing my U-turns lately. Ernie says, "Hey Doodle, I'll be talking with a little lady soon about biking. She started out her adventure loving learning to ride and couldn't wait to." Oh, I don't know why I thought that was a question. Okay. Todd Miller, "Hi Doodle, Ernie Grooms. How can I help?" Help what? I'm not sure. Tremoloman, Doodle, I think it's time for you to try the Triumph Rocket. I think you're right. I was terrified of that bike when I very first sat on it years ago, and I said, "This bike is way too big for me. I'm never gonna get on again." But now that I've ridden these baggers, I sat on a Rocket more recently. I'm like, this is small. This is not big. Paul Rushlow asks, "What's a map of in the background?" That is the Gauntlet. It's a route in the North Georgia mountains. I got it off of Etsy from a company called Coordinates Cubed. They usually do tracks, like track days, but I messaged them and I asked them if they do like a road route, and they said, and I asked them like how big too, and they're like, it's a lot bigger than we normally do and different. So we'll have to send it to you in like pieces. So you can't tell from here, obviously, but if it's kind of like a puzzle, like there are some pieces, and yeah, it worked out really neat. Rusty, have you ridden an electric bike yet? Yes, I rode the Zero at the IMS motorcycle show, and Jeff Pelkey, how much is Triumph paying you? Nothing. Triumph, Harley, all these bike manufacturers, no, none of them pay me. Um, I don't think any of them pay people to. No, that's not true. I do know of one channel that I can't say it yet because it's still in the works, but they did get they are in the deals to go do something sponsored by a bike manufacturer. But yeah, none of them pay me. Um, I really just love them. You can see it if you go back in my old videos. You don't have to watch it, but you could even just see the title. You'll see like I have uh very old videos that have like barely 5,000 views, and they're saying like, "What are the hottest motorcycles?" And in the background is a Triumph, and then it's another one. It's like Triumphs are my favorite. It's just I have a lot of like Triumph favorite bikes, and then all of a sudden you see a video that says Triumph flew me to Arizona to test ride their bikes, and then that's when the relationship started by me being their online stalker first, and then they're like, "Okay, I guess we can let this girl ride our bikes instead of just talking about them online and finding them for demo days." R Chrome. What is the most overrated thing people say you need to have on a long road trip? What is a must have? Um, the most overrated thing? I don't know. Everything I brought on a road trip, I really want because I don't pack a lot at all, and I really want it all. So, um, oh, you know what? No, I can think of something. A water bladder. I don't like having a water bladder. They hurt my back and just it's like it's just extra weight on your back, and if you're gonna be riding with it like all day and filling it up, and I don't like that. So I just bring a bottle of water or a thermos. What is a must have? Must have for me was definitely a mesh jacket with a waterproof liner because that is going to help you with the extreme temperature changes. Richard says, "Can't go wrong with a Triumph 660, 850 Sport, or 900 in my opinion." Hmm, cool. Hello, as the magpie flies, Amanda's here. MNB says Consumer Reports is terrible now. Most of their editorial staff quit a few years ago back due to ethical issues. I didn't know about that. Jun Kazama. Doodle picked up a DRZ 400. I did. Let's see. Zen Ken. Any tips for interstate riding? Uh, Zen Ken. Personally, I like to stay in the second from the right lane just so that I'm not in the traffic that's merging and I'm not in the fastest lane either. And also just know that if it feels more dangerous to you, it is mental. Statistically, intersections are actually more dangerous for a motorcycle rider. Okay, let's see. I saw your BMW 1200 GS video with the professional trophy girl. Any plan to try off road? Oh, yeah, Eli. I continue taking off road classes at my local MSF school. Boss Hoss 502. Is that a bike? Boss Hoss. I'm looking that up now. 50. Oh, that's a big bike. That's a big bike for a little girl. I'm just kidding. Haven't ridden that, or not familiar with it either. Looking to get a Rebel 500 as my beginner bike soon. That's awesome, Todd. That was in my top choice. It was either that or the Suzuki S40. I really couldn't decide between the two, so I just said whichever one I find a good deal on in a color I want, that's the one I'll get. And I ended up finding a Suzuki S40 with a good deal. Carolyn Doodle, do you plan to do any more moto camping again soon? Probably with Jocelyn in late August on this BDR thing we were talking about. Paul Rushlow. Yes, you can go ride. You can go ride there. Just look up the Gauntlet in North Georgia mountains. Oh, there we go. Amanda put the link. As the Magpie Flies put the link. Thank you. Did you go straight from parking practice in those beginning 6 months of the mountain twisties? I'm still in my 5th month in parking lot and still afraid of freeway speeds. That's what CO asked. No, I did not go straight to twisties. I did a lot of parking lot and then I just continued taking classes. And my classes, the classes I was taking required some highway riding. And I started out just trailering my bike to the classes because I was afraid to go on the freeway as well. But then I forget what happened. Maybe it was when my transmission failed. Something happened in my car where I didn't have my car, so I couldn't trailer the bike. And I had to make the decision if would I go to class, would I skip class, or would I go and just get on the freeway? So I went on the freeway against my will my first time. And then once I did, I realized, oh, it wasn't that bad. So after that, I continued, and then I started going on group rides, and that was my first mountain rides. Was I went on group rides that dealerships were doing. But every CO, every next step for me when riding I was hesitant and I did not feel ready for at all until I did it, and then I thought, oh, okay, that wasn't actually that bad. Paris JK. BMW gave Sandoval a new R18. Are you sure they gave it to him? Or they loaned it to him, because I know they are lending out a lot of R18s for people. They reached out to me actually if I wanted to have one for 5 months, and I thought that was too long for a bike I already hated, and I didn't like all the rules that they said, so I said it just wasn't a good fit at the time. Rusty, what about riding the Iron Butt Challenge? Oh, absolutely not. I have no interest in that. That sounds horrible. Do you still find satisfaction in short rides, 40 to 60 minutes? Oh, yeah. Rusty, have you ridden with a passenger yet? No, I have not. Only been a passenger. Let's see. Any more questions that I have missed? As Magpies, you weren't going to go camping with me. I would go with you, Amanda, for sure. Yes. Not because I want to, but just because you're my friend and you asked me, and I would try it at least for you. Hi Doodle, can you visualize a time when electric bikes rule the roads? Why would I do that? Verified by a dealer about Sandoval. Good for him. Oh wow, that's pretty cool. Trip on two wheels. What do you hate about the R18? Um, well, at least when I sat on it before I got emotionally attached to baggers after going on road trips, at that time I really disliked baggers, and that was like the ultimate bagger. And the handlebars were so tall, so high, and then the what's it called? That box engine was so strange in there. I just hated it, and I thought it was ugly, and I hated sitting on it. It felt weird. But I may feel differently now that I've ridden some baggers on the road trips. It's changed my views on baggers, so I don't know. I might see it differently. Blackhawk looked 100 times today for the link to what? Oh, for this? I don't know. Tremolo Man, thank you so much for the super chat. You're awesome. Let's see what you asked. Using your previous clothing experience, have you thought about designing bike-related experience or bike-related clothing? I've owned most brands of bike, but there's something special about Triumph. I don't have experience with clothing. I don't know what you mean. But I have not thought about designing bike-related clothing. That's seems like a pretty big undertaking, and I think you'd have to be very passionate about it. I don't know. Maybe if I like partnered with somebody that already knows how to make them and how to make them like safe. Like if Revzilla or Revit said, "Hey, you want to design a line with us?" Then yeah, that I might do that. That would be cool. Zenken, do you still have any feelings for naked bikes? Not so much. Zen, I think it has kind of faded away. And Kaya, would you ever review the Honda Rebel 1100 DCT? Yeah. Paris, give the R18 another try. Handling is amazing, and I have Harleys. Can you test ride a Honda CB1000 RR? Do you like speed? No, I don't. I don't care for speed at all. Maybe if I can get one and it's not difficult timing wise to do it. Do you dislike the Goldwing since you like baggers? Never ridden one. J-Dog, thank you for your videos. Just saw that where you live. Did you pick a name for the bike? Yes, Jacques Cousteau called the bike that. Okay, so we are at an hour, so I am going to end the live stream, I mean. So thank you everybody for stopping by and listening to the announcements, which if you missed, you can just check the description. And I tried to keep it to the start of the video, so you could replay just the start of the video. And after that, it's just random questions. So I did catch up with the live chat. Aren't you impressed? Thank you, Barry. I appreciate it. Good night, everybody. Not on the loose. The owner of Bike Museum Magvan is cool. You'll enjoy meeting him. I missed him. Unfortunately, I got there on a Sunday, and he said he didn't work on Sundays. Give you my paid reservation. No, for May 1st and 2nd. I don't think I can make it. I was just up there. Thank you, though. Oh, Quentin, thank you so much for the super chat. I can't end the stream now. Someone just sent a super chat. I better read this right now. Thank you for selling me on the street triple brought home on 2018 R2 weeks ago, and I'm in love. That's awesome. Way better bike for me than my previous CB 650R. Really? Perfect for the NYC traffic and upstate mountain twisties. Interesting. Getting swole yet. I am working on it, tall Asian. I'm still quite skinny though. Trip on two wheels, please post the helmet brake light link. Yes, it's it's linked in all of my videos. But here it is. And use that code for a discount. They just launched a limited edition in white, and I want it so bad, but I can't do that right now. My tax guy's gonna yell at me. Oh, I got another question. I don't want to leave without answering it. Which are your favorite YouTube channels related to motorcycles? Um, Related to motorcycles, I love Bikes and Beards, I love Itchy Boots, I love Got to Go, I love the, Motorcycle Museum, they have their own YouTube channel, Dale's Wheels Through Time. I think their channel is called Wheels Through Time. And, no, I have not considered coming up to New Hampshire for Laconia Bike Week. That's a very specific state and a very specific bike week. I've never heard of both of those. JoJo's Two Wheels. Just curious, you're planning someday to do road trips in other countries. I'm not against it, but currently I'm not planning it. I'm keeping my road trips shorter, like 1 to 2 weeks. But yeah, I'm not against it. If I can, actually, no, I was trying to plan it. Yeah, I was trying to plan like at least a guided group trip, like in the Middle East. I thought that'd be cool. Christian, check the description for the recap on the announcements that you missed. All right. Oh, I love my briefly tech. Briefing. Oh, I missed another question. No, I got that one. All right. I'm editing it. Thank you so much, everybody, for being here. And I will see you this Friday in the comment section on the next video.